The man in the moon had silver shoe, and his beard was of silver thread, with opals crowned and pearls all bound about his girdle stead. And his mantle grey he walked one day across a shining floor, and with crystal key and secrecy he opened an ivory door. On a filigree stair of glimmering hair, then lightly down he went, and merry was he at last to be free on a mad adventure bent. In diamonds white he had lost the light, he was tired of his minaret, of tall moonstone that towered alone on a lunar mountain set. He would dare any peril for ruby and beryl, to broider his pale attire, for new diadems of lustrous gems, emerald and sapphire. He was lonely too, with nothing to do but stare at the world of gold, and hark to the hum that would distantly come as gaily round it rolled. At plenilune and his argent moon, in his heart he longed for fire, not the limpid lights of once-were nights, for red was his desire, for chrism and rose and ember glows, for flame with burning tongue, for the scarlet skies and the swift sunrise when the stormy day is young. He'd have seas of blues and the living hues of forest, green and fen, and he yearned for the mirth of the populous earth and the sanguine blood of men. He coveted song and laughed along, and viands hot and wine, eating pearly cakes of light snowflakes and drinking thin moonshine. He twinkled his feet as he thought of the meat of purple and punch galore, and he tripped unaware on his slanting stair, and like a meteor, a star in flight ere yore one night, flickering down he fell, from his laddery path to a foaming bath in the windy bay of Bell. He began to think, lest he mightn't sink, what in the moon to do, when a fisherman's boat found him far afloat, to the amazement of the crew, caught in the net all shimmering wet in a phosphorescent sheen of bluey whites and opal lights and delicate liquid green. Against his wish, with the morning fish, they packed him back to land. You had best get a bed in an inn, they said, the town is near at hand. Only the knell of one slow bell, high in the seaward tower, announced the news of his moonsick cruise at that unseemly hour. Not a hearth was laid, not a breakfast made, and dawn was cold and damp. There were ashes for fire and for grass the mile, for the sun a smoking lamp. In a dim back street not a man did he meet, no voice was raised in song. There were snores instead, for all folk were abed, and still would slumber long. He knocked as he passed on doors locked fast, and called and cried in vain, till he came to an inn that had light within, and he tapped at a window pane. A drowsy cook gave a surly look, and "What do you want?" said he. "I want fire and gold and songs of ode and red wine flowing free." "You won't get them here," said the cook with a leer, "but you may come inside. Silver I lack, and silk to my back. Maybe I'll let you buy." A silver gift at the latch to lift, a pole to pass the door. For a seat by the cook in the ingle nook, it cost him 20 more. For hunger or drought not passed his mouth, till he gave both crown and cloak, and all that he got in an earthen pot, broken and black with smoke, was porridge cold and 2 days old, to eat with a wooden spoon. For puddings of Yule with plums, poor for, he arrived so much too soon, an unwary gust on a lunatic quest from the mountains of the moon.